Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here with you in the middle of the week talking about things that God does, gifts that He gives to us. And today I want to talk from Psalm 91. And we'll take a look here at a couple of verses, verses 4 and 5. And here's what it says: He will cover you with His feathers, He will shelter you with His wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. Do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the arrows that fly in the day. This passage uses the imagery of, of a bird. Let's say a chicken, but it could be any kind of a bird, and its chicks. It says, He will cover you with His feathers, and you will find shelter under His wings. These birds, which don't have a whole lot of natural defenses, particularly the little chicks, they have virtually nothing. When something comes up, or when it's nighttime, or when it's raining, or in any time that something might threaten the health of the chick, they go over to the mother, who opens up her wings, and the chicks all climb underneath, and then she just gently closes them around them. Makes a tight little contained area that protects the chicks. Now, if you've never seen that happen, it's really marvelous the way that that works, and it's marvelous how many can get under one set of wings. I don't quite know how they do it, but they do it. And what you find is that the mom is basically saying, I'm willing to face whatever to protect my little ones. Now, that's the imagery here that God uses about you and me. He says He will cover us. And then it says, to go further in the passage here, do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the arrow that flies in the day. God is saying here that as we live our lives, not at certain moments, but as we live our lives, whenever, regardless of the situation, when something threatening happens, He will surround us with His protection, like the mother chicken, does with her little chicks. Now, while a chicken doesn't provide a whole lot of protection in that lots of things could destroy the mother chicken and get to the chicks pretty easily, God is indestructible, if that's a word. I don't think it is. You can't destroy God. Nothing can attack God and succeed. Now, there are a lot of things that could be tried, but there's nothing that God can't repel. Now, in order for you to be under that protection, you got to agree to go there. You know, if some little chick says, hey, I'm not going over there, it's too crowded. It's scary under there. It gets dark. I'm going to stay out here. Well, then they're up on their own, and the likelihood of something happening is pretty good. When we try to protect ourselves, now I'm not saying you don't do anything, you don't use any common sense. You don't walk out in the middle of the road, wait and see if a truck hits you. That's kind of dumb, but I guess somebody might think you could do that. But when we try to live the difficulties in our lives without the help of God, we're setting ourselves up to get clobbered. And then when we get clobbered, we can still climb underneath the wing of God's protection. Many people don't. Many say, well, look what God didn't do. And He did do something. You just ignored Him. But the promise here, the gift here, is that God says he'll protect you. You, me, everybody. And he'll protect us from the horrors of the night and from the arrow that flies in the day. And once again, he says, don't be afraid of those things. The problem I think you and I have in our daily lives is that, how to say this, we think we are strong enough to take care of ourselves. And at some level, that is true. But when something disastrous comes along, it's not necessarily true. In fact, it often isn't. Uh, Recently, I had to do the funeral of the last remaining aunt on my mother's side. And I've done many funerals in my life. Probably do a few more before I'm finished. And funerals are not really a lot of fun because at that moment, there's really not much you can do on your own. I've told many people, you don't have to be strong. Many people think they're supposed to not be bothered, or at least not show it. And that's kind of sad. Because at that moment, disaster has struck. And under God's protection, you can get through it and move forward. On your own, eh, it's a crapshoot. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But God is saying here, he wants to give us the gift of protection all the time, regardless of the noise that comes around, regardless of the threat, regardless of the timing. Now, he doesn't say that nothing bad will ever happen to us, but he does say he's protecting us. And his protection is far greater than anything I can conjure up, far greater than anything that the U.S. Army could conjure up. God, the one who made the universe, gives us the gift of his protection if we'll just reach out and invite it in. Now, I hope you've done that. If you're one of those who's angry at God or at, you know, what's the right word? You're just apathetic. You don't really think about it at all. Well, okay, then this verse may not apply to you, but you can always change. You can always invite God to walk with you through your daily life. And when you do, he'll take you up on your invitation. Well, thanks so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. Got 2 more days in this little series about gifts that God gives us in terms of what he does for us. And it's Christmas time, and I hope you're getting all excited about it. If you have a need or a concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. So until tomorrow, take care. Be safe. I'll talk to you again.